Hi guys, this is Sarah with Raven's Crochet. Welcome back to the channel. And my furry feline Raven is over in the living room looking at me right now because I'm not giving her enough attention. But I actually just got done petting and loving on her as I was getting prepped to record this video for you guys. Happy New Year, by the way. Like, oh my goodness, I cannot believe another year has already come and gone by. Wow. It's like just, it's like starting to go by faster and faster and faster. So I'm starting this temperature blanket. I'm here to talk to you guys about that. I'm here to briefly tell you why I've been absent. My time between Christmas and New Year's has been a little rough, and it has triggered my depression, and I've been too upset to do videos. And although I may have lost a few subscribers, I still have many of you here, and I really do appreciate you guys being patient with me and sticking around to see what I have coming, because I will always have stuff coming. It's just not as frequent as other podcasters, and I can't keep up. There's so much out there. But I also work full time, and then other than um, main family and friends, and dealing with main priorities in life. Taking care of the home and taking care of Raven, going out and running your errands. All that piddly crap that we all have to deal with. Um, this is one of my main priorities, this channel. So I hope to never let you guys down. I hope to always be here. I will be doing this for years to come. I'm not going anywhere. But with all that being said, we have our issues. We all have our BS that we have to deal with. We all have our stresses. And one of my major stresses is dealing with depression. And so I have decided, with everything that's been going on, this past week especially, I'm going to do a video for mental health. I may not do it every single Monday, and there may be times I may upload a video before Monday. It might be on a Wednesday or Thursday, but I don't even know if I can keep it going just on Mondays at all. I don't want to say I'm going to do something and not do it. That's not nice. But what I'm going to try to do is be consistent with it if I can. But they will all be titled something with the word mental in it. I have to figure that out because I've never done a mental health video, but it will have something along the lines of a mental health series, whatever. I'm going to come up with some kind of a name for my channel. So anyways, I also have a couple of snacks, things I've never tried before. I wanted to share that with you guys. I thought that would be fun. Two new things I've never tried before in my life. One of them is brand new to me. Another one is, I'm sure many of you have snacked on it before. And then I have a new whip in progress, and I have all kinds of stuff going on. So we're gonna do the good stuff and the yarn, the temperature blanket, all that stuff in today's video. And then my next video, which will be uploaded on Monday, I may still be sitting here in the same spot because I'm gonna try to record everything today, with it being Saturday, and I have the whole weekend off. Thank goodness, so I can recoup and rejuvenate and de-stress from work, because that's going to be in my next video too. Something happened at work, and so anyways, the temperature blanket. I have finally settled on 12 colors. I was playing around with like a light pumpkin orangey color, and I was also going to play around with like the hot neon pink, like the grenadine, whatever. But then I settled on boysenberry. So here are all the colors that I've chosen for my temperature blanket. I'm very happy with these selections. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous jewel tone of rainbows. I just love it. So this is boysenberry from Red Heart. I've had these in my stash for like a few years. This is one of my favorite colors. This is like a neon burgundy. This could definitely go in like going with your neon colors. It's like it's not really fuchsia pink. It's definitely not pink, but it's definitely more of like a Yeah, that's its true color right there. That's what is showing up in my lighting. That is like a neon, maybe like a dark magenta, but it's definitely a neon color. It's gorgeous. It's called Boysenberry. I'm trying to compare it to, I don't know, like plum color, like a light colored plum. I don't know. That's gorgeous though. Let me go get my small little light real quick, guys. It's over here above my Christmas tree. Yes, my Christmas tree is still up, by the way. I have not taken it down because it is too gorgeous to take down. I did not actually have a tree up last year or the year before because I really didn't have a space to put it. The table I would have used for my grandmother's 4-foot tree topper, I use it for my entry table. I put all my mail and my backpack that I take to work. I keep all that stuff on that table, and I really had no other space to use it, and I use that table 5 days a week, so I couldn't put a tree on it, unfortunately. I'll show it to you guys sometime. It is a really thick, 1-inch thick, I think it's made out of oak wood. It's an octagon shape. It's an octagon shape, and 2 of the doors open to where there's 4 little parts open, so like the table almost opens up halfway open, and then it has a shelf in the middle. You take that little shelf piece out. It's thick, 1-inch thick oak. It's either oak or birch, I can't remember, but it's a really, really heavy table. You know those tables that were made like in the 80s, the 70s? Furniture that's like extremely heavy. That's solid wood, man. It's super heavy, but it's octagon shape. It's so cool. All my friends that come over, they love it. But anyways, that's my entry table, and that's what I've also used for a Christmas tree. Okay, rambling. Okay, here's the boysenberry again. I'm trying to see if this light will brighten the color up for you guys. That's helping a little bit. Red Heart with Love. Sorry, this is showing up backwards. I haven't had a chance to go into my settings, and I know I keep saying that. I'm just not savvy with technology like I used to be. I just kind of know the basics. So that's boysenberry, and then most of these are Premier Basics worsted. This one is Ember. And then, actually, I'm sorry, this one is Garnet. Garnet. And then we have Ember, Goldenrod, Fern, Pine, Peacock, Royal Blue, which to me looks like a cobalt blue or a varsity blue, Eggplant. No, it's really, really dark in the camera. Here we go. This one, what was this one? I have all the colors right here. This one is Purple. This one's just called Purple, this medium one right here. This one is from Ice Yarns. This exact colorway can be bought in Premier Basics worsted, and it is called Rose, or it's called Mauve. I don't remember. I don't have my small skein from the Dollar Tree telling me that either. I think it's either Mauve or Rose. It might be Mauve. But this one is by Ice. This one's from Ice Yarns. And this one, they don't have a color name on the ball band. That's just the company name. And Savor is the line of yarn, but the color name is not on here. But I think on their website, they call this one, what do they call it? I don't know. I'm sorry, I can't remember. Let me go look up real quick. I have another band package. Rose pink, dark rose pink. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. They call this and Raven was just spazzing. She almost tilted her cat tree down to the floor. Well, it tilted so much I thought it was going to fall. Yeah, Raven is really bored, I guess, and doing her laps. This one's called Dark Rose Pink on iceyarns.com, but it's pretty much mauve from Premier Basics worsted, or it's from Red Heart with Love in the color mauve or rose. I'm sorry, guys. I'm like way off. But these are my color choices, and I have all the temperatures written down for each one. And okay, so here's how I'm choosing my temperatures. I'm going to choose one high and one low temperature for each week. I'm going to crochet 3 rows for each temperature. So crochet 3 rows of the high temperature, 3 rows of a low temperature for 1 week. That's it. So 6 rows worked for each week. There are 13 weeks from January 1 to March 31. And so 6 times 13 is 78. 78 rows complete in total for the blanket, which will make it 59 inches long. And with my first color, my first starting color for that first high temperature, chain 150, and then work your pattern. 2 double crochet in the second chain from hook, skip 2, crochet 3 in the next chain, skip 2, crochet 3 in the next chain. I have edited on my community page the pattern and the notes on how many rows you need to crochet, of what temperatures, how to alternate your temperatures. I'm just going back and forth. 3 rows of my high temperature, 3 rows of my low temperature. Week 2, 3 rows of my high, 3 rows of my low. Week 3, repeat. So I'm just going to alternate between high, low, high, low, high, low, high, low. 1 high, 1 low for each week for 13 weeks. I hope that makes sense to you guys. I hope you're with me. So I have included all of this. All the details are on the community page. I edited it and made sure to go through that there were no mistakes and that all my calculations were correct. So by the end of the 13 weeks, March 31st, you will be done with your temperature blanket if you are following us. And it'll be a good learning experience. I actually learned a lot from creating these notes myself and going through the pattern and the measurements and working with my gauge swatches and everything, because when I did my sample swatch, I chained 15 because the pattern is a multiple of 3. That also is in the notes on my community page. It gives you the stitch multiple, which is 3. If you don't want to chain 150, if you want to make it like a little smaller, if you want to make it like a lapgan size, then you can crochet 100 or you can crochet 120. And then instead of working 3 rows of each temperature, work 2 rows of each temperature. So that'll give you a smaller blanket. It'll still keep you busy for the 13 weeks to March 31st, but you'll still have a sizable blanket that will not be too oblong. It'll be more rectangular-ish a little bit, but maybe closer to a square, if you know what I mean. It's not going to be too long to where it doesn't look like a blanket sizable for a person. It'll be long enough, but it'll also be wide enough. So if you don't want to chain 150, I'll leave it up to you. Chain 100, chain or 120. Maybe 120. Just knock off 30 chains. Do crochet 120, and then instead of 3 rows of each temperature, work 2 rows. So I hope that makes sense. But I'm sticking with exactly the directions that I put in on my community page. That's how I'm going to follow the pattern. So what I do is I go to my search engine bar on my device, on my cell phone. If you can do it on your computer, your tablet, just go to your main taskbar where you like to search information, and just all I do is type in weather and my zip code. That's it. Weather and my zip code. Weather 73162. That's it. And then Google will tell you the temperature. I usually get that little image of a frog wearing the face mask. He's in like an outdoor setting or whatever, or he's kicking back on a lounge chair, which I don't know why they would put him kicking back in a lounge chair when it's 45 degrees outside and foggy. Today, actually, it is 19 degrees for the high, 12 degrees for the low, and it is snowing a little bit. But I'm not starting with today's temperature. This is Saturday. The first falls on the last day of the week, so I'm not really including today as part of the temperature blanket, because Sunday, the first week of this temperature blanket, starts tomorrow, January 2nd. That's tomorrow, Sunday. So all I did was I typed in Google, my zip code, on Google, weather and my zip code, and it showed me the temperature right where you have an option at the top where you can click on tomorrow or the next 10 days. I clicked on the next 10 days. So I'm going to do this every weekend, like every Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, whenever I get around to it from not working. I'm going to go to Google and I'm going to type in weather and my zip code, and I'm going to click on the next 10 days, and I'm going to choose the highest temperature and the lowest temperature for that week. And then I will have the entire week to crochet those 6 rows, and I won't be in a hurry to get it done. I won't feel like I'm being rushed to get it done. So that way I'm not choosing a temperature every single day of the week. So I don't feel as stressed, because again, with a full-time job, I don't crochet very fast. I mean, I crochet fast when I crochet, but as far as getting a project done, I don't get my projects done fast enough, if that makes sense. So that's why I wanted to do the temperature blanket this way. My friend Em and I actually discussed this, so that way we don't feel rushed and like we won't get it done. So again, all these notes are in my community page, and there is a link. I have also included the link of the tutorial I have done for the pattern, for this pattern, which is a basic row by row granny square cluster, or row by row granny cluster, I'm calling it. There's no square involved. We're not making squares. I'm just going row by row by row, because I just want like a rainbow striped pattern and all of these gorgeous colors. Oh, so gorgeous. And this one is sparkly white. I forgot to tell you, this one is sparkly white from Red Heart Metallic. You can see the sparkle in it a little bit. So this will be for temperatures below 0. I have all my temperatures written down. This is just cardstock that I used, and I punched holes in it, and I took a Sharpie pen, and so I have all my colors, and this will be nearby. And I really liked making the granny squares so I could see how the stitches would work up. And I have mentioned before, and I will mention it again, that you don't want to mix up just any kind of yarn together. Obviously, since this is mostly Premier Basics, I do have some Red Heart in here, as well as one from Savor, from Ice Yarns, which is called Savor in the colorway Dark Rose Pink. These yarns are all made in Turkey. I'm not so sure about this one, about the Red Heart, because I've had this one so long. The label might actually tell me. Imported and distributed by, it says Mexico. Maybe this one, I don't know if it was made in Mexico, but it was imported. It said made. It says made in USA and of imported fibers. So these fibers were imported, but the skein was spun up here in the USA. But the yarn itself was not made in the USA. It was just spun up like this in the USA for Red Heart. Generally, most of the yarn I get is made from Turkey, because Savor Ice Yarns, they are manufacturing in Turkey. That's where they are located, in Turkey. And because all the Premier Basics are also manufactured in Turkey, they're pretty much made in the same manufacturing mill. And I have actually worked up a sample and washed these samples, exact same washing machine, same soap, same temperature water, same everything, same amount of drying time, you name it, same everything. They have the exact same amount of fuzz and peel, which is extremely light. Extremely light. Not to mention, Savor is Draylon acrylic, and this is 100% basic acrylic, which some of it is anti-peel. I would imagine that this is probably, this Premier Basics worsted might be partially anti-peeling, because they work and manufacture and distribute a lot of anti-peeling acrylic. So the temperature that I'm starting with is 64 degrees for the high, and that colorway lands with this color, Ember. And unfortunately, I'm going to have a hard time starting with Ember, because I barely have any. That is one color I failed to order on Premier Yarns, not thinking I was going to use it, until I saw one of those mini skeins in Dollar Tree. Here it is. It's called Premier Just Yarn Worsted, which is the exact same thing as Premier Basics worsted. Same thickness, same company, same manufacturer, but these little skeins only have 131 yards, and this is the color I have to start with, so that's my luck. But as soon as I saw this on the shelf, this color spoke to me. I played with this 2-3 weeks ago, I really want to get some more of this yarn. I'm gonna order some more of this, and I will be making granny squares with all those other gorgeous colors. One of them was garnet, goldenrod, pine, peacock, royal blue, the rose color. Those would make gorgeous granny squares, right? So this is the color I have to start with. I'm gonna go ahead and start today just to see how long this will work up. I need to chain 150 and then start my granny cluster row by row. So we'll see how far 131 yards gets me. Less than that since I crocheted this little sample. So maybe 125 yards. Wish me luck. So I hope my friend M is delivering me my one skein of Ember, because she said she helped me get me some more orange. But I will be placing a very tiny order myself today. Just a tiny one, like $50 worth. I can't afford very much right now because I just paid rent. But 2 weeks from now I'll have more to play with, and I might place a larger order of yarn. I'm not sure. Anyways, I have a whole bag designated for this yarn. I forgot to mention I did include a couple of tips in the community page about this temperature throw blanket, one of which was already in there about how to finish your ends or do a fringe border or a chunky border or whatever. There's another tip that I added in there, so go check that out. And here's another tip I'll go ahead and share with you right now. Keep a bag. This is a bag that I'm using for all of my colors for my temperature blanket. And there is a side pocket where I'm keeping my hook. I'm using a 6mm tulip hook. I love these hooks. I ordered these from Ice Yarns. They still have a few sizes available. Not too many sizes are left of these. And I don't know if they will be making more of these. I hope they do. Goodness, I hope they get more of these in stock. I love these hooks, man. I'm so in love with these hooks. And this is like $5. $5 for this hook. It's a 6mm. I'm also using the exact same hook on my whip. I told you guys earlier I have a new whip. I'm using the exact same hook for that, only it's a 6.5. This one's a 6 for my temperature blanket. The 6.5 is for my whip. And then we got some snacks to try here too. Okay, so here's my whip. I don't have the pattern printed out. It's on my phone. My friend M bought us a couple of patterns because we're going to follow along and make the same shawl. So she bought a pattern for me, bought a pattern for her. And small world, I was so excited to see the picture of this poncho pattern because I have previously downloaded and bought the pattern myself. I can't remember the name of it. I can't even remember where I saw it, but I have it bookmarked in my cell phone somewhere. I have to find it. But she did email me the pattern notes and the pictures and everything. And it's pretty much, it's the poncho displayed on a mannequin. It's wearing a pair of skinny blue jeans. It is a cream colored poncho. You pretty much crochet a big ass rectangle of like half double herringbone crochets. And then you have like 5 rows of a lacy pattern at the bottom. And all you do is you fold it in half, and then it has like 4 wooden buttons on the side, and then you leave a hole opening for your neck. And then the poncho kind of sits kind of cockeyed on your body a little bit, so it still looks kind of triangular. But with that lace pattern at the bottom, oh, it's so gorgeous. Some of you ladies might know the pattern I'm talking about. If I find that pattern online, I will immediately come back to my description box and include the link. Until then, I might ask my friend M to leave a comment. If you can leave a comment, M, if you're watching, maybe you can leave a link to that pattern in your comment below. Pretty please. If not, then maybe you can text it to me and I can add it in the description box. Either way, I'll find it at some point. Because I hate teasing people about a pattern and not being able to lead you guys to that pattern, you know? So, guess what I'm using? Guess what I'm using? I'm using crystal cakes! Crystal cakes! I put this one in a bag so it doesn't tangle up with my other cake. And there's my tulip. I'm using a 6.5 for that. So I'm using 2 different colors. This one is Dusk that my friend M sent me. And this one is Coral that I got in a mystery box that Secret Santa got me. And this mystery box, this cake was part of the mystery box that I got from... I'm so sorry, your channel, honey, escapes me. But I did mention it in one of my last videos. 2 or 3 videos ago. There is a video a short while back where I unboxed a mystery box from Secret Santa, and this was part of it, and I love it so much. Some of the colors in here, I'm trying to show you guys. There we go. That gorgeousness, and see how sparkly it is. Some of the colors, like you see the darker colors of purple in there, some of those mix very well with the colors in this cake. And this one is Dusk. That other one I just showed you was Coral. This one's Dusk. So they go very gorgeous together. Let me see if I can get this out of the bag more so you guys can see it. I have one in a bag and one out, just so that way they don't get tangled together. So I'm doing 2 rows each color. I'm alternating 2 rows of this one, 2 rows of this one, 2 rows of this one, repeat. You get the idea. So they'll blend in more together, and it's going to look so gorgeous. So I'm only on row 6 right now. My friend M has already gotten to like row 20. I'm like, oh. So, but then she's having a problem of adding too many stitches in each row. So that gave me an idea to do a small little tutorial on how to crochet at the end of your rows. So stick around for that. That's going to come up next. I'm probably going to just upload one of those tonight because it's already the 1st, and I'm sure some of you guys are working on projects and maybe you're having trouble with your ends. So anyways, I'm not cutting my yarn. When I finish 2 rows, I just drop the cake. I have it in a bucket. So whatever cake I'm working with sits on top. When I finish the row, I take both cakes out and I switch them. I put this one on the bottom and then put that one on top, vice versa. And I'm just bringing the yarn up the side of my work. So I start here, go across, turn, come back, come across, and then I drop that cake, bring the yarn up from the previous 2 rows, and I just let it naturally come up. I don't pull on it. You don't want this to be squished up on the side. Let the yarn loosely come up. And then when I'm done with all, I'm going to do 50 rows. The pattern calls for like 47, 48 rows for the size I chose, but I'm going to make it in even 50 rows because I like things big and I like my ponchos to be longer than what the pattern calls for. So I seriously like to add like 4 inches, sometimes 6 inches on my ponchos because I like things longer. I like my ponchos to cover my butt. I don't like short ponchos. So, this is what it looks like so far. And it definitely has a halo, and it's definitely difficult to frog. I mean, I haven't tried frogging this, but I haven't had a reason to yet. I have seen other people use this in their videos, and they had some difficulty with it frogging, especially since it's so fuzzy. So obviously this is not half double herringbone crochet. I would not have a hard time doing herringbone because I have done herringbone before. It's just after like 5 to 10 stitches, you really have to kind of get used to the stitch. And I'm just so in love with double crochet. That's all I'm doing. I'm just doing double crochet, simple double crochet. And what I do is I do 1 double crochet in each stitch, including the very last stitch. I chain 1 and then turn, and I immediately put a double crochet in that very first stitch, the one that I just did a chain 1 from. So that way it doesn't leave any holes or gaps. I don't chain 3 and count that as a double crochet. I chain 1 and do a double crochet right there in that first stitch. So that's the tutorial I'm going to show you guys here up next. I will do that tonight because some of you guys, I'm sure, will be anxious to see that. My friend needs to know how to fix her mistake because she's got some frogging to do if she wants to utilize her crystal cake. And I wish I was there to help her. Anyways, as soon as I get done crocheting 50 rows, I'm going to do one, well, as soon as I get done doing my 50 rows, I have to do the lace pattern first, and that calls for 5 rows of, it's a lacy shell stitch border. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Once I do that, I'm going to crochet 1 round of single crochet all the way around, and that will hide, it will hide the tails of yarn that are going up the side of my work. So I complete the whole entire pattern, and then do 1 round of single crochet all the way around, and I might put picots in the at the points on the shell stitch on the lace part, the bottom of the poncho where there's going to be 5 rows of a lacy stitch pattern. They're shells, they're lacy shells, so obviously at the top of the shell there's like a small angled point. If I do a round of crochet, or when I do a round of single crochet all the way around, I might put a picot at the point of every shell. So that's a tip and an option and an idea. So 2 cakes, and these are 634 yards, which is going to be over 1,200 yards, which I think would be enough for this poncho. I think my friend M said she's going to send me another cake. If nothing else, I have some coordinating yarn that will go with it, but I think these 2 cakes alone will be enough. Like, seriously. I think these 2 cakes alone, because 1,200 yards, you know, plus 60, 1,268 yards, I think that's going to be plenty to do this poncho. I honestly think so, because that's enough yarn to make like a small lap blanket with. So anyways, you guys ready to have some snacks with me? Okay, so the first snack I have, I've never ever had these. I've never ever had these, ever. People eat these like crazy. People buy them in the store all the time. My mom eats the heck out of these. They're so good. You've got to try them. Blah, 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 blah. They are crackling curls. I bought these at 7-Eleven on my way home. And they're 7-Eleven Select. They are fried out pork fat with attached skin. Because I just don't really like the idea of fried fat. But they kind of resemble onion rings, which the Funyuns onion rings, which those are made out of cornmeal and flavoring, but this is made out of fried fat, so oil and fat. So let's see what they taste like, I guess. I don't even know if I'm gonna like these. I don't really like the smell. That's what they look like in the bag. I don't know. It smells kind of funky. It smells like, okay, when you go to like an Asian store market and you smell all the rare fish and all the rare ostrich eggs and all the rare produce and breads that they have, you know, it's not like your typical American grocery store. This is like an Asian market in Chinatown. That's what it smells like. It's not necessarily a bad thing, because they have the store that I go to, they get fresh meat in every Wednesday. Fresh fish every Wednesday. Okay, let's try it. Try a little one. I don't like them. I don't like them. I need a drink. Drink it out of my cup. I drink coffee for your protection. I have to have at least 8 ounces of coffee in the morning to wake me up. I'm not ready to talk to you until I've had my coffee, so it's for your protection, okay? I take that to work and people get a kick out of it. Raven heard the crunchiness of me eating the chips, so she's gonna try a bite too. Hey, baby. Go. She's sniffing it. She's licking it. She's trying to bite it. She's trying to bite it. Did you get it? She's trying to chew on it, looks like. And it's gone. Raven likes these. Okay, you can have one more bite, and I'm going to throw the rest away, because these are nasty. But you like them. They're not nasty to you, are they? What carnivore doesn't like fried fat from other animals' meat pockets? What the heck am I saying? Meat from other animals is good if it's cooked right, but I don't know about fried fat and fried pork skin. Giving her one more bite. Chunk. I sorry, Raven, but we're not eating no more of those. I'm never buying those again. Those are not for me. The other thing I got, Tic Tacs I've had before, but these are in the flavored Coca-Cola. So I thought these would be really, really fun to try. So I've been saving these to try with you guys. I really want to give you guys my first impression. And they will always be honest impressions. As you just saw, that was an honest impression. I didn't like those at all. Okay, there's a little side tab. This was like $3. I got this at Walmart. It's like under $3. And it says artificially flavored mints, Coca-Cola. And this video is, again, not affiliated by anybody except for myself. I'm the only one that sponsors these videos, unless I say otherwise. I didn't say how many pieces are in here. Let's just open it up and try them. So here's what they look like. They look like just little bitty pills. They're not pills, but look, it says Coca-Cola on the mints. You see that little tiny, tiny, tiny? It says Coca-Cola. You see that? That's cute. Okay. Do they taste like Coke? That is the question. I'll definitely taste some Coke in here. There's probably some more in my mouth. Pretty good. It definitely has that sweetness of your basic regular Tic Tac candy. And it has the mint aftertaste of your Tic Tac. Wow, that actually tastes like Coca-Cola. I recommend this product. Those are pretty good. Okay, guys, well, that's it for now. I'm going to go ahead and end it here and finish my Coca-Cola mints, because it's impairing my speech now, so I'm sorry. Those are really good. I hope you all are having a great weekend. It's snowing, by the way. It's 19 degrees today and snowing. So I'm not going, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just prepping for videos. And I'm going to do a tutorial. And I'm going to stop talking because I sound ridiculous. And so, I'm so happy you guys stuck around and watched and bearing with my shenanigans. Okay, guys, I'm going to go. Mwah. Love you all. Bye-bye.